Hey Tanner, you want to go get some donuts?
Sure, that sounds delicious.
You in?
Yeah, but have you ever wondered why they are called donuts?
Well, actually, it's because of an old folk story where the mother of a ship captain gave them to her son and his crew so they could have pastries on the sea, but she was worried they wouldn't cook all the way through, so she put a nut in the center. This was to make sure it was safe to eat and would cook all the way through.
I heard that version, but I also heard that the captain would put them on the ship's wheel during a storm because he needed his hands. I think that's a better version, even if it's just a myth.
I think that's a better version. It's more interesting.
Okay, so the name makes sense, but how did they become so popular here in America?
Well, they were originally brought over by the Dutch immigrants when they came to settle in New York. Quick fact, it was actually known as New Amsterdam back then.
So donuts are a foreign food, but I thought Krispy Kremes were American?
Yeah, but that doesn't mean they were first made here.
Yeah, the original owner, Joe LeBeau, sold the secret recipe, which was written down on a scrap of piece of paper, supposedly at least, which also had the name Krispy Kreme on it. Then Ishmael Armstrong, with his nephew, started a business by selling them door to door.
Okay, but then how did a single store become a franchise?
That was with the help of Adolf Levitt's donut machine.
Adolf Levitt actually invented the machine when he needed to ramp up production of donuts in his bakery. He made the machine years before Krispy Kreme was ever even conceived. By adding the machine, he took children by awe who would stop and watch the machine churn out the donuts along with the great smells. This was a miracle for the children because this technology was fantastic and almost magical. They would come on their way home from school just to smell the wonders and watch the magic that is donut making.
Not only that, but when the Great Depression hit, people would come and buy them because they were so cheap, also to give them a pickup in the hard times.
Just like the ones at Krispy Kreme.
Yes, but not as fast or as many. Remember, this was the first donut machine, although Adolf did continue to refine the machine.
So then how is a donut actually made?
They're really not that hard to make, actually. The dough is flattened by a machine, then laid out. It then gets cut into the correct shape using something very similar to a cookie cutter. The dough bakes for a while so the yeast can rise. After that, it is put in boiling oil, then topped with whatever topping you can think of.
But that's just one example. There are different kinds of donuts. Foreign donuts are much different than our own because of different cooking processes and ingredients.
Did you know that donut-like pastries have been around for a long time? Even the Native Americans had a version before the Columbus discovered the Americas.
That's so cool. Now I'm starving. Let's go get some donuts.